Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is so impromptu and I know you can already tell because I'm sitting in the car. It is late already. It is not very late actually. This is 7:11 p.m. But this is a very quick video to talk about what's trending right now. And I know I've always said I'm going to talk about Twitter and the things I've learned from being on Twitter and how I didn't expect to learn so much from Twitter and all of that. Anyway, this video is also about Twitter. And if you check my last vlog, I talked about threads. So sometime in June, I think in June, 6th of June, Mark Zuckerberg rolled out threads as a competition for Twitter because at that time, Elon was on his period as usual. He brought out this word limit thingy for Twitter. It wasn't word limit, it was like your rate limit stuff. So if you've been on Twitter for a few hours or you've tweeted a particular amount of tweets for a day, then you will not be able to tweet more than that except you have a verified badge, a verification badge. And even for verified subscribers, you also had a limit, maybe 3,000 tweets or something. It was just ridiculous. So Mark now came up with threads, and trust me, I was part of the people that hyped threads. I jumped on threads because when that all rate limit thing was happening, it was so difficult to refresh. Once you've exceeded your rate limit for that day, you will just not see tweet. You will refresh it will tell you, oops, you can't search for anything, you can't look for hashtags, you can't even react to your own post. Like if people were commenting on your own tweets, you won't even be able to see the retweets and the codes. So it was very awkward. So many of us shifted to Truth Social. I was part of the many people that shifted to Truth Social, but after spending a few minutes on Truth Social, I knew I could never be there for long because the UI and the UX was just very whack and everything was it just felt like 2005, and that's me putting it mildly. It felt like, you know how Windows used to look before 1995, 1997, 1999. It was so whack, and in my head I was like, but Trump has money, why is his app like this, And some people said they couldn't join Truth Social because of their biases towards Trump. But anyway, when Mark Zuckerberg now comes up with threads, I was like, you know what, one thing that Mark does well is the UI and the UX. And someone like me that is so user interface oriented, if the interface is not great, I wouldn't be on any platform with a bad user interface, because the interface is what grabs my attention. And then the seamlessness of the app, that's the user experience, how you can navigate and all of those things. Before going into or learning a little bit about UI UX design, I was just always that person. So when I learned how to design, when I learned a little bit of UI UX, it made sense when I was being taught those things. So June 6th, Mark releases threads. I was part of people that hyped it. It was so smooth, it was silky. Then it integrated with our Instagram, so you did not have to necessarily open a new profile. The integration is something I still give hats off to, and it was just nice. And the other thing was you could now move your followers. If you had 1 million subscribers or followers, 1 million followers on your Instagram, you could just move them. And if you were verified on Instagram, you could move that as well. So that integration was really great, especially for people that had built such a platform and that, worked so hard to get to wherever their pages had gotten to on Instagram. So I think that was good. But tell me why 2 days after, I was just like, what is it about this? I was so bored. Like, it felt, I don't know if you felt this way, let me know in the comment section. It felt really awkward just being on threads. I think the adrenaline of that new fresh app thingy, had died off. And then when we got on threads, there were just so many things that were not in place, especially if you are a Twitter user and a Twitter lover. Like, even if you don't like the toxicity of that app, just using the tools there, the search, the hashtags, the retweets, the quotes, the ability to be able to see your impressions, all of those things. I was just like, you know what, maybe I'm overthinking this thing. So, and another thing was I opened a threads account for my business page and also for my blog page, which is the same thing like I did for this YouTube channel and my business YouTube. So I was thinking, you know what, I'm just going to have fun either ways. But it now became a problem of us seeing the replica of Instagram on threads, and it now looked like it was another platform that was going to help people that were already made. Do you get? So small creators did not necessarily have a chance chance. And then as the weeks went by, every time I got on threads, it felt like a compilation of motivational quotes. Everyone was motivating everyone. Everyone was So I was like, you know what? Instagram was supposed to be the vain place, and this place was where we were expecting people to be real, especially people that are claiming they don't like Twitter, it's too toxic and stuff. They call you out for anything you do, they drag you. Okay, drop the things that, someone said Threads was supposed to be a place where we would see whether people have sense, apart from their nice pictures and everything, all their aesthetics and whatnot. But it just became very, I don't know the word to use. It just became very bland very quickly. So I was not really on Threads as much. So I just left the place. I would pop in once in a while, but it wasn't doing anything for me. But today is not about Threads, even though we kept anticipating that there will be more features rolled out. So before I go into the Twitter thing I want to talk about today, the things I like about Threads is that you don't have a DM, and that's really good. So there's nothing like you're coming to my DM. Don't come to my DM. Anything you want to say it in the open. I like that one. I like the seamless integration with your Instagram account. The things I don't like about Threads is that you want me to open an Instagram account before I have Threads. So someone that doesn't like Instagram and does not have an Instagram account cannot come on Threads. And I think that doesn't make any sense. For someone like me, I have never installed Snapchat on any of my devices. I don't know what it looks like. I have never been there, and I'm never going to be there. So if Snapchat drops a product that I think I can use, it will be awkward for them to now say you need to sign in, you need to first have a Snapchat account. Once they just put that, I'm not going. It's fine. I'll find a way to live without it. Do you get what I mean? So I think that's one way they are blocking more users, because apparently so many millions, I don't know if it's up to 1 billion people signed up for Threads. And it made sense because Instagram already has how many billion users anyway, so that was just easy. So I think that if they wanted Threads to be more encompassing, you should have just let it be open for all, whether you have an Instagram account or not. And if you don't want to integrate, fine. That's about it. The other thing I don't like about Threads is that if you are going to deactivate your Threads account, you can't do that except you deactivate your Instagram account. So someone said it's like blood covenants. Anyway, that is Mark's cup of tea. But now Threads has practically lost half of its users, and everyone is just saying the same thing. Threads has become boring. It has lost its flavor. My own theory is that Mark did not capitalize on that drive, that push, that publicity. It was free. People were going to ditch Twitter if Threads was up to par. And what I find is that people that were like, you know what, I'm an Instagram person, I don't like Twitter, it's very toxic, they still couldn't retain those Instagram people, because people literally have their Instagram lives on Threads. So people are bringing their Instagram to Threads, and it just defeats the purpose. So why will I be on Threads when I can see the picture on Instagram? Do you get what I mean? So people are finding it difficult to repurpose content. They don't know what to do with Threads. Basically, that's the thing, and people are just losing the vibe. And yeah, and then there's a lot of follow for follow and whatnot. So now back to what's happening today that I'm recording is the 8th of August, and when we woke up today in Nigeria, there were a lot of tweets about Elon paying creators, and I'm just going to read a few of the tweets and I'm going to put them on my screen, and we will talk about how this is a game changer and how Twitter is going nowhere. I know Twitter is now called X. I don't know why Elon did that. I know he has a conglomerate of businesses that are called X and is trying to integrate them all together. I respectfully think that doesn't make sense, so he should have done that slowly and kind of ease us into it, although people are finding a way to ease into it. But I'm not here to talk about the change of name. I'm here to talk about Elon's big idea and why Twitter is never going anywhere. So when Elon took over the Twitter business, he made people to start paying for verification badges, and people called him out and were like, you know what, that doesn't make sense. It's going to cost a lot of fake pages just buying badges to say nonsense and whatnot. And that did happen. It is still happening, especially in Nigeria, where we have our election year. This is our big election year, and elections were in February and March, but we are still in court trying to retrieve our mandate. I say our because our mandate was stolen, and I'm proudly obedient in case you're watching. So I'm really anti whatever government we have right now. It doesn't make sense that we have that kind of government that is so corrupt. Again, this video is not about that. So let's go to the tweets. Now, Solomon Buchi, I took screenshots of tweets from very, very controversial people on Twitter because these guys get lots of engagements, and it made sense that they got paid, because I'm going to also read the terms and conditions for how to get ads revenue on Twitter. So Solomon says, Twitter paid me yesterday and I woke up this morning laughing that all further trollings and dragging on Twitter won't go to waste. Please drag me, make me trend, bully me, because I'll be paid. So it's either you stop dragging me, a win for anti-bullying, or I'll be paid for being dragged. I win in any case. And then he put his screenshot of I got paid by Twitter, now known as X. Twitter, my opinions, commentators, views, and people are blessed. However, it's also nice to be paid for it. And that was just a really great, what's it called? I think it made sense. The first tweet I saw today about this payments thing, it was from one at Abbas Wiles. I don't know if that's his name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. He said, woke up to receive alert. Thank you, Elon. And then when someone questioned the fact that it was lying, he said, you don't steal person screenshot, Shay. He literally posted the screenshot of the email that he got from X. And then there is now the whole thing of people getting paid and it's going to cause wahala, and people monetizing it or trying to make a business out of it. Solomon again said, I'm doing an X masterclass on how to go viral and be dragged. I have 5 years worth of experience. I've been dragged by all caliber of people across Christian Twitter, witches and wizards. Wizard Twitter for angry women and patriarchy Twitter. Fee for the masterclass is 500 per head. And then someone replied, I suddenly crave drags. Solomon will not kill us, so. And then somebody said, you people should come and drag me, Ejo. I follow this lady called a distinguished field marshal at General_Oluchi. She's also one of the big obedience that we have out there. And she said, Elon Musk, share you they why me like this? I don't get a lot for Twitter ad revenue. Elon Musk, thank you. I know there's that song that says, share you they why me. That was so cool. And then someone else said, I'm quitting my job, going back to my country and start content creating as a full-time job. Thank you, Elon. And then someone said, Egwon, no try come here. He said, is it your country? No be my country. So I was like, what are you doing? He said, taking risk. Then at FS_Yusuf is also another obedience that I always see his tweets, and it says, I no go they block anybody again. Once you insult me for Twitter, I go insult back straight. We must farm that engagement. Another person said, Inagoyeram, also Yusuf, Inagoyeram for this app. Elon Musk boys don't activate. Then somebody said this, and this is the part that I think is not funny about this ad revenue thing. I think it's really great that Elon is doing this, because trust me, content creators put a lot of effort into creating content, at least the genuine ones. On Twitter is kind of, you can be lucky. You don't have to do too much. I really don't know why people don't like Twitter. It can be very toxic, fine, but if you know how to navigate it, it's a really good place for you to actually attract clients if you are doing it for your business, and actually attract like minds as well. If you're posting valuable content, somehow one day your tweet, somebody will notice your tweet. Or if you drop comments on specific places, like if you just interact sensibly on different tweets, that is what has worked for me. You know, I opened a new Twitter page for my business. Even my personal Twitter page, I wasn't always active on it, but during elections I came back, and because that page is mostly for my research, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to not be there often. So I opened another personal page, which is kind of the page for this YouTube account, and then a business Twitter page for my business. And in between, I think I opened it in April or so, or March. And now I've gained a few hundreds of subscribers. Why am I saying subscribers? Anyway, I think that's my cue to ask you to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to this channel. And if you're liking this video so far, just give it a like and share with someone. So I've gained quite a number of followers, not a lot, you know, like people that are doing other maybe controversial topics, that tweet controversial topics would have gotten. But I feel like I haven't done so much to actually gain the followers I've gained, and I'm interacting more with the men that I actually want to see. You know, I want them to see my business. I'm seeing more interactions from men, which I wasn't getting on Instagram, because apparently all the men are on Twitter. But the problem is that this is going to happen with this ad revenue thingy. With these payments, this is what Dekunle says, Dekunle of Africa. It says, with these payments, we're about to see the worst set of engagement farming tweets ever. My tweet will be part of them. Sorry in advance. So people are literally going to be posting tweets just for the engagement, so that they can get the requirements, the minimum impressions needed for ads revenue. And people will now start posting things that don't make sense. Some people even said they're going to be bringing up tweets, old tweets from before. This is what Chude Nnamdi says. Another obedience that I follow, it says, listen, cloud chasers will rise. They will say and do anything for engagement. I hope we'll be mature enough not to feed cloud chasers, especially those from Agbado camp. Ignore them to oblivion. Screenshot and reply them on your timeline if need be, and don't mention their names. Pass it. And this is particularly important because we are trying to retrieve our mandates. We're in court, and we have people from the opposition just always trying to use Peter Obi or obedience for engagements. They know that once they put those two things, either they put PO or they put obedience in their tweets, it's going to cause massive reaction, engagement. And I replied, I said, I've been singing this song since election period. Agbado camp, including the FFKs, Keyamo Bashir, Ogbeni PhD, Alagulu, I always call that guy Ogbeni PhD Alagulu, and the likes will feed off obedience engagements. They know the game. Insert PO or obedience in tweets for massive reactions. With X payouts, they will do us. So this is my own advice to people out there, especially if you're obedient and you're also part of, even if you're not like obedient, like part of us in officially, but like you are following the petition tribunal. And these opposition guys, they don't have shame, they don't have integrity, they don't have anything, so they don't care. Now that there is payment for engagements, they will do anything. Trudy said, brace yourself, we're entering the worst era on Twitter. And I replied, yes, we've actually entered this, because before now, people will tweet anything. Some people will even post emergencies. They can say someone was kidnapped. Like, people do stuff, the worst things, despicable things, just to get engagements, and some of them to play on people's intelligence and people's vulnerability to get people to, give them money. Do you get? So I said, yes, I'm just waiting for PO to retrieve his mandate so that people like me that opened Twitter for election updates can go back to live our quiet lives in peace. Anyway, so back to the fun tweets. One guy called at Simply Dapo said, Daniel Rega just got paid $8,345.13. Elon Musk has finally liberated him from poverty. So if you're not Nigerian, Daniel Rega is one very controversial person on Twitter that constantly has an opinion about everybody's lives. He will tweet. You can say, let me look at one popular person that everyone will know. Okay, Davido. You can say, Davido should not have sang a particular song. The lyrics he used did not really make sense. He will now end it with, no offense. At Pain Zero said, you all should leave Rega alone and stop acting like you don't know he won't accept the money. So he constantly also tweets things that are very pro-poverty. Like, he will tweet that he did something. Let's say he's supposed to pay 100 naira for something. You say, no, I worked and made sure I paid 20 naira because who's going to give you 100 naira? That's just an example. Do you get? So he's always doing things to make it look like that you're spending your money, you're foolish, See, a very controversial guy. Anyway, I now replied, you forgot to add no offense. And Faye said, how did I miss that? Anyway, so another person, Instablog actually tweeted another person's tweet. This tweet is by the Oladele Dada. It says, quit your job now, get a verification badge, wake up by 7:30 a.m. every day, dress up and come on Twitter. X. Take a break by 2 p.m. to have lunch. Resume work by 2:30 p.m. Go to bed by 10 p.m. after BB Niger All Stars. I don't want BB Niger. I don't recommend it. Number 7, buy Benz in 6 months. Generational wealth, here we come. Spiritual father now said, Nigerians go abuse this X soon, trust me. And I replied, before Uncle, soon, Guinness World Record will be advising Elon on how they navigated their chokehold. Because if you guys remember that Guinness World Record became something, they had to actually drop a message that Nigerians should stop submitting applications after we had the Cookathon thing by Hilda Bassi. Another person at Oloye said, person go they set himself up for drags. You go they drag in engagements go they go up. When Elon Musk pay, he go use giveaway, buy more fans. We're officially in the Twitter Hunger Games. And I said, this is perfect. Twitter Hunger Games. Another person said, LMAO, Elon Elon Musk paying people just literally put an end to blocking people you don't like. Someone said, when you tell Nigerian police you bought the car from Twitter money. Because already Nigerian police has a problem with young people having gadgets, like even having iPhone is a problem for them. So now that there's Twitter money, and the thing is, our money is so bad that our currency is so bad that $100 is almost 100,000 naira. So that's why this money looks a lot. Anyway, another tweet says, I no go dey block person again. Every impression counts. Keep crying in my mention and make me this moolah. As keep crying and I'll be making some money. He now replied, you be fool. He said, thanks for the impression. More please. So people will not be vexing again. Like people just be like, you know what, drag me, because the more you do that, the more I'll actually get paid. Another one at the Malik put up a meme and says, when they are cooking you the codes, but your tweet impression keeps multiplying. And at Desmond Ori's reply, sacrifices must be made. The added choices requires the strongest will. Abbas says, Yahoo boys rushing to Twitter after hearing Elon Musk pays. There are more tweets showing receipts. This person got 430,000 naira. Another person got $2,850. And it's like, you know what? Drop your answer. That means it's going to do a giveaway. And the last tweet I'm going to be showing is from this person at Sacking Photo, at Photo Nugget Sacking Photo. It says, I was paid $67 for my first X ads revenue sharing, and as you can see, it translates to 51,881.05 naira, which is quite a substantial amount of money in our current Nigeria with how things are very bad. And it goes on to give steps on how to get the Twitter ads revenue sharing thingy. So number one, you have to subscribe to X Premium, that's Twitter Blue. Sorry, a car is coming in. I'm going to leave now. And then number two, you click on monetization to check your eligibility. To be eligible, you should be verified and you should have at least 15 million impressions on your post within 3 months, and you should have more than 500 followers. Then you set up your Stripe account, and it now says most people are having issues subscribing to X, that's the Twitter Blue. This is how to subscribe. Number one, you update your Twitter app to the latest version on App Store, Apple Store, or Google Store. And if you're in Nigeria, your ATM card cannot work with it, so you have to get a virtual dollar card. He recommends a few dollar cards here. You can do your findings, and then it says you fill in your data. After some hours, when your card is ready, then you apply for the virtual dollar card on whatever platform you choose, and you copy and paste your card info into your phone payment method, and you open the updated Twitter app and click on Blue, and you can subscribe either monthly or yearly. And it says he advises that you do the yearly, especially now that demand for Twitter Blue is high, just in case they change the payments. I think it's still $8 per month. And it says retweets if you find this helpful. So the Twitter verification badge, when it came out, people were like, how will I pay for verification? Many people said they wouldn't pay because it didn't make sense that Elon was asking people to pay despite all the advantages that it has. For instance, there is no word limit, or like if you are not verified, and then you can edit your tweets and so many other things that it has. You can read up on that. And then someone now said, some of you are funny, you all clowned us for subscribing to Twitter Blue when it came out. Today you are looking for ways to subscribe because Elon has started paying. What happened to the self-esteem takes and all? And this person that tweeted was paid $1,202. That's a lot of money. So yeah, what do you think about this? And actually, when I read up, I saw that this payments from ads revenue thing has actually been happening in other countries before now, and it just got to Nigeria. My thoughts is that I think it really makes sense that Elon is paying people, whether you're a creator or not, for just tweeting and getting enough engagements on your tweets. I think it really encourages, especially if you're a writer, a content creator, an orator, a preacher, even a motivational speaker, you do any form of content and you actually drop a political analyst, I think it does make sense that you would get paid as much as that. Someone getting paid up to $1,000 for tweeting having millions of impressions. And what I did was I checked my own impressions, and I saw that in the last 28 days I had already had like 300 and something thousand impressions. I'm putting the picture on the screen, and that's not from just my own tweets on my page. So when you even interact on other people's tweets as well, it counts. That really makes sense, and I think this is just a game changer, and this takes the competition even further, and it makes it tighter for Mark to be able to do anything. I don't know what he's going to do with Threads, but whatever he wants to do, he needs to do it fast, because Elon has sense. His brain is working. Now more people are going to subscribe for this Twitter verification badge, and of course he's going to get more revenue from that. And that also means that it makes sense to advertise on Twitter, because more people will see whatever it is that you're advertising. And also because you don't have to, Instagram is so weird, they want you to pay for everything, whereas if you're just tweeting sensibly, one day your tweets can just like blow up. That's the thing, it can blow up. So I think that makes sense. The only thing I'm afraid of is how people will just be tweeting anyhow right now just to have engagements, and I don't know if it would regulate it later, if there will be certain things that you will just know this is for clout. I don't know, it may do that, but in the meantime I think that makes sense. And this is where I'm going to be wrapping up this video, because it was so impromptu, as you can see, and I'm going to go into the house right now because I'm not at home. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing this makeshift thingy, and I won't be able to record for a while. But yeah, let me know what you think of this video. What are your thoughts on the ads revenue payments for people using a platform, and actually sensible payments, not all these small what's it called, no, I don't want to shade YouTube, but you get what I mean. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts, and if you've benefited from Twitter ads revenue, or is it X now? Let me also know in the comment section. If you've loved this video, give it a thumbs up and share with a friend, and drop a comment and subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. Till I come your way again, it's bye for now. Bye.